Hi, fans of high-quality entertainment. I'm not sure how I'm going to title this video because it's a few things I'd like to talk about, so I hope you have the time to watch the video. I'll try not make it too long. First of all, I want to talk. One thing I want to talk about is on my other YouTube channel, I've mentioned that I want to sell or whatever, get rid of about, I would say about a quarter of my CD collection, because I just, especially in the past couple of years, I just feel overwhelmed with music and what I want to listen to, and I never get a chance to listen to. And so I just want to kind of clean up my CD collection a bit. So please subscribe to my other YouTube channel, Larry Graves Canadian Studmuffin, if you want to follow that. I think I'm going to do a video fairly soon showing the CDs I'm going to either gift, maybe some kind of a contest, or just sell, right? But as I've said before, it's not about the money. I know I might not get, a lot of money for the CDs if I do sell them. And when I was doing the one video and I went through my whole CD collection, I was talking about some CDs that I never listened to and I could probably depart with. But I'm taking this seriously. I'm not just gonna give away a bunch of CDs and then regret it like I have in the past. And so last night I thought, I love the Rolling Stones, but there's certain albums I don't connect with as much as others, including Baker's Banquet and Let It Bleed. I'm not saying I don't like them, but I don't know them as well, even though, I've heard these at least a dozen times each through the years, but I just need to listen to them more. And so last night I listened to Baker's Banquet, and it's the most I've ever enjoyed it. I'm keeping it. You can't have this. And I didn't play this yet, but I'm definitely going to keep this too. Let It Bleed. This is the, DSD remastered. So really great sound on this one. And this one too. And I was also thinking, I haven't played this in maybe close to 2 years, even though when I bought it, I played it a lot and really loved it. So I played, Galactic Zoo Dossier from this Arthur Brown box set last night. And I'd kind of forgotten just how great it is. So I'm keeping this. So like I said, I'm not going to be foolish and give away CDs and then regret it. But I definitely know there's some CDs in there I can do without. And then I also played, for the first time in probably quite a few months, Gene Clark's No Other. What an amazing album. It's a mixture of country, pop, psychedelic music, rock. It's just possibly my top 10 albums of all time. And yes, we're continuing the CD exchange reviews with Glenn Calloway from the basement. We'll probably be doing it soon. I think Glenn is either back home or almost back home. And in one of our other CD exchanges, there's always, I'll say to Glenn, I'm going to buy that album, right? Because I liked it so much. And then sometimes, because of the price on Amazon or whatever, or it's hard to get it, I don't get it right away. But I finally got the debut album, and don't laugh. Because, this is a band that's, I guess, not cool, or, in the 70s, they weren't known as one of the cool bands. But their debut album is just so good. It is Blood, Sweat, and Tears Now, this was before David Clayton Thomas joined on the second album, before Spinning. And I do like those songs too, Spinning Wheel and You Made Me So Very Happy. But this was just such a great listen. I highly recommend it if you love, a mixture of jazz, rock, psychedelic music again, and pop music and rock. It is awesome. Where am I? Yeah, I just wanted to quickly talk about this interview I just did too. And speaking of interviews, I watch, I've mentioned this before about some interviewers when they're interviewing a musician. Some are good, some not so good. Billy Corgan was one I kind of was complaining about a bit, that he would interrupt the guest and kind of make it about him sometimes, or about his his history. But I'm almost done watching this one here with where he interviews Susan Olsen, who was in the Brady Bunch, if any of you remember that show. And Billy, I guess watched the Brady Bunch when he was a kid, and so it's exciting for him to interview her. And he did a great job on this interview, and I've only got about 10 minutes left. So, maybe he's improving as a interviewer. And yeah, I've watched not all of these, but some of these, and they're interesting. Yeah, Corey Feldman. And I'm posting this first, but on my second channel later today, it might even be posted when you're watching this, I am posting top 10 worst bands of all time. I know that Scott from the Prog Corner, he's doing this thing called the Clickbait Week, and he's got his 10 worst bands. I've done this in the past. My least favorite bands or the worst songs or whatever. I don't consider it clickbait, but because Scott was doing this very recently, I gave him a shout out, and so it's not like I'm just copying his idea. And please watch it. It's a little different. It's not maybe quite as serious as Scott's, and you'll see. And I did this video yesterday. This needs to be said, an important message for all of my viewers. And I got very nice comments. Thank you for those that watched. But I also asked in the pinned comment, please watch the whole, or even in the video, I said, please watch the whole video if you can. And I don't think most people did. They got the gist of the message, right? And then they left nice messages about, trying to be more positive, talking about music and not being so negative and whatever. But I ended it with a joke, and I almost feel guilty because it's just a silly joke. But if you haven't seen the end of the video, please watch that. Although, like I said, the whole message is kind of, I am being kind of serious and kind of joking at the same time, because you're never going to get away from negativity on social media. And I was just checking my analytics today on both of my channels. So on this channel, your hard work paid off. Publishing more helped your channel get 595% more views than usual in the past 28 days. And from that, I got 237 subscribers. So thank you. And as you can see, and that's because I'm doing those YouTube shorts, which I know not everybody is a fan of, but that has really helped both of my channels. And yeah, your channel got 290,000 views, more than the 37 to 46,000 it usually gets in 28 days. But that's not all. my other channel, Larry Graves Canadian Studmuffin, which I don't know what it is with YouTube, but I think kind of YouTube's buried this channel ever since, if you remember, it lost the monetization about a year and a half ago for 3 months with no reason given. And then I got it back, but it's never been the same for views since then. But my other channel, your hard work paid off. Publishing more helped your channel get 3,169% more views than usual. Your channel got 1,310,000 views, more than the 36 to 45,000 it usually gets. And that's mainly from YouTube Shorts, right? And from that, I got over 1,600 subscribers. So, and I enjoy doing YouTube Shorts, so I'm going to continue doing them, but nobody is forced to watch them, right? And even my monthly income on YouTube has gone up a bit because of YouTube Shorts. Not that you get a lot of money for YouTube Shorts, but every little bit helps. And as some of you know, I've got this Buy Me a Coffee site now for anyone that would like to support me. I don't have the YouTube membership anymore. So I just want to give a shout out to Samuel, Sean, KDRC, Terry, and Mike. They are the first ones to be supporting me. And if you support me, I'll always try and credit you, probably in the pinned comment at near the top, so, or in the video. Whatever. I'm going to find a way to credit you. And they actually have already seen my video from yesterday about the top 10 worst bands. So I just wanted to play just maybe like a minute or two of the beginning of this interview, and then I just want to talk about my feelings about interviewing, people in general. Hi, fans of high quality entertainment. I am with Richie Castellano. Am I saying it properly?
Castellano, close enough.
Yeah, whatever. It's Richie. So right there, I feel kind of bad, but he's laughing, like he's smiling there. It's like, whatever. I didn't mean it I meant it in a joking way, right? Because I'm going to screw it up no matter what. And I'll turn the sound down here and just give you my feelings. So Richie was awesome to talk to. If you haven't seen the video, please check it out. He talks about, John Anderson, his band, the Band Geeks, Blue Oyster Cult, and he talks about the Beatles quite a bit too. He's just, a lover of music, just like all of us are. And he was so easy to talk to. We had planned to talk for 45 minutes, and we talked for over an hour. And anyway, the very start of interviewing anyone, I've interviewed Mark Farner from Grand Funk Railroad twice, Paul McCartney's guitarist Brian Ray once, and always at the beginning, even I guess even on a regular live chat sometimes, right? I'm not comfortable. I'm kind of a touch nervous, on edge, wanting it to go right, hoping, and hoping the guest is going to be good, right? And they always have been. So I would say if you watch the beginning of the video, it's a little awkward, both ways. I think also the guest is trying to maybe figure me out or just, trying to relax himself or herself. But I would say especially after the first 3-4 minutes, it was a breeze. And I really do enjoy interviewing people. Not necessarily, it doesn't have to be a musician. It can be another YouTuber. And, being seriously, asking questions that you're serious about, right? You really you're looking forward to the answers, and you try and not make it about yourself, though, I'll slip in a couple things here and there. Yeah, he even, I think, apologized once for, talking too much or whatever. And I said, that's fine, go on. That's what you want your guest to do, is talk, right? And there were, I think, probably 3 times when he was talking, I interrupted him, but I said, sorry to at least I apologized, said, sorry to interrupt, because you get kind of excited, right? And he's saying something and it kind of gets you, oh, I've got a question. I better ask it before I forget, right? And there was, I think sometime in the interview, there was a point where I almost panicked for a second, because he'd finished whatever, he'd finished talking about whatever he was talking about. And I was like, what was I going to ask him? You panic inside for a second, but it turned out great. And thank you all for the, very nice comments and everything. If I do more and more of these, I'll get better and better at it. And, but I feel, like I said, after the first at least 5 minutes, I'm always comfortable talking to whoever. I get settled down. And yeah, I think Richie seemed to really enjoy it too. He followed me on Instagram. That's a good sign. And I would definitely love to interview him, sometime in the future again. Because at the end of the day, even though he's a extremely talented musician, right? He's just a guy that loves music just like all of us, right? And it's just fun to talk about music with anybody. Yeah, and by the end of the interview, like, we were joking with each other and everything. So, I knew that he had a really good sense of humor to begin with. So I felt very, very relaxed talking to him. Anyway, thank you all for all of the comments and the likes and being subscribed to my 2 channels. And for those that watch my YouTube shorts, thank you. And please check out the top 10 worst bands video. I'll be posting that, like I said, today. So, and check out my Buy Me a Coffee. Thank you. Bye. And my Patreon.